So we're going to take a look at a few alarm style devices from Whelen. The first being a battery powered portable visual alarm, which uses the guts of a single Dashmaster and a battery pack. They call it the port-a-strobe. I've not seen one in a catalog, so if someone has one in a catalog, I would be interested in seeing the listing. This is serial number 154. It was made in 1988. You don't get a whole lot of operation time off of a 15-hour battery charge. It did come with lenses in all 5 safety colors. I've got the clear on it right now, but as you can see, it's just a regular old single strobe Dashmaster internals there with a charging bank and some D-sized rechargeable cells. It does charge with a standard 12 volt sort of charger that came with it. It's just a plug brick style charger. And it still does work. It holds a charge, and you can also just directly plug 12 volt into the strobe as well if you so desired. But kind of an interesting sort of thing. It's not rated apparently for fire use, whereas this one is. This was meant to be a portable fire alarm for buildings that required a fire watch but didn't have proper smoke alarms. This actually is up to specification, or was when it was made, as a audible and visual warning device for smoke alarms, whereas the previous one was not. This is extremely loud, so I've killed the volume quite a bit on this. It's still extremely unpleasant, but it does work, and since it was plugged into the wall, or plugs into the wall, it does not have a battery system in it. So again, this is made for like an occupied structure that's being used outside of normal usage. So kind of an interesting design. It has a nice wood case, which is interesting. There's not really much inside. The guts inside look very, very similar to the next item that I'm going to show, which is essentially a slightly newer version of the strobe that's on the bottom of that. This one was made in the early 90s. The wood box one was made in the late 80s, but essentially the same product. This is plastic, that one was metal, but the internals are very, very similar. The only difference is the wood box one ran on 120 volts. This runs on standard fire alarm current, which is usually around 24 volts, AC or DC, and is meant to be the visual portion of a fire alarm system. And it would go with an audible alarm, which luckily I am not displaying right now. Whelen made these, but they were not the major manufacturer of them. There were other companies that made them, more so than Whelen, but you can see this one was from 1991, and it was meant to be part of a larger evacuation or fire alarm system. The last item, our last piece from this part of the collection that I have to show, is a WSHX, which is an industrial explosion proof beacon. This one is a clear strobe, and it is rated as an evacuation signal, which most of these say they're not rated as an evacuation signal, but this one in clear is specifically rated for it. So this one also runs on 24 volts, which is because it would tie into a similar smoke or fire suppression system, usually in a factory or somewhere hazardous. So those are my alarm style Whelen products. Thanks for watching.